What's going on, my people? Your boy Versatile is back with another video, back here to discuss all the fun news that Marvel's Avengers has been giving us leading up to launch day of the official game, Marvel's Avengers. Yes, Crystal Dynamics has been on a tear in terms of keeping us well informed as to what the game exactly will provide, and so let's get into that in this video. But before we do, make sure you guys ignite the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that way YouTube informs you when I drop videos. Yes, YouTube won't let you know a thing unless you hit that notification bell, so go ahead and do that right there. Now, let's get into the video. So with the special launch edition of Marvel's Avengers War Table coming up September 1st, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Crystal Dynamics wanted to give us just a little bit more information before everything officially kicks off September 1st. And that is in regards to events and missions. So events, some of these gameplay loops have a more immediate and ongoing impact on how you play. Like events are one way we're keeping the Avengers initiative fresh and new. Some events will take place over a week and others will be seasonal. Some will have cosmetic and gear that are only available to earn for a limited time. So in terms of missions, there's modified missions. Each mission or each week, we will designate priority missions and priority harm challenges that offer up unique rewards for completing them with an assortment of modifiers. And then there's new mission modes, two that will actually debut right after launch. One that focuses on co-op play and will only appear over the weekend, and another that uses your full roster of heroes in a challenging gauntlet of solo play. In terms of assignments, Marvel's Avengers features various factions, each with their own in-game vendors, shield, and Inhuman vendors. So that's dope to hear that Inhumans have a play in this as well. Well, I guess considering Kamala Khan's one, I don't know why that slipped my mind. It'll give you daily and weekly assignments that help increase your faction level. The higher your faction level, the more gear and artifacts that faction vendor will give you access to. Faction items rotate daily and weekly, so make sure to grab all your faction dailies when you log in because they can be completed as you play through their other missions. And then in terms of the challenge cards, daily and weekly challenges help you earn points to progress and unlock content on your hero challenge cards. As with faction assignments, hero card challenges can be completed as you play through other missions. Community challenges. These weekly challenges ask the global player base to team up to achieve a specific goal, such as destroying 500,000 synthoids. When completed, the entire player base receives a unique reward, such as nameplates, reserved for these weekly challenges. Once a month, PlayStation players will get an exclusive community challenge. Let's go, PlayStation! Now, in terms of vendor and marketplace rotation, in-game gear vendors have an inventory that rotates once per hour, so there's always something new and unique at the shop. Cosmic vendors have a stock of outfits, emotes, and nameplates that rotate once per day. Legendary outfits actually stick around for a whole full week. And then the marketplace rotation also refreshes weekly. In terms of new content, we will, of course, they'll be shown on a war table. So outposts are explorable places with friendly faces and unique vendors. And then operations, they said they've talked about this before, but have been secretive about this. So they're actually not going to tell us anything about the operations until September 1st for that war table. So definitely stay up for that. And that is the war table information leading up to the official war table September 1st. So Crystal Dynamics via Twitter as well has been really dropping good content in terms of information and what to expect once we start playing this game. And so what we're going to do is essentially run right through all of that right now. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what can we expect in terms of missions and stuff like that. We're looking at a full-length campaign featuring an original Avengers narrative, 6 heroes, each with 50 plus skills to upgrade, plus gear and outfits to unlock, 80 plus war zones, drop zones to play with friends or your AI Avengers, regularly updated priority harm challenges and priority missions. Now, for those who don't know who harm challenges are, that's the holographic augmented reality machine room challenges that you can do with friends or your AI heroes. You have later game mission type types like hives and villain sectors. You have 50 plus enemy types to master, and in the future, new playable Avengers like Hawkeye, as well as new story content and regions will all be at no additional cost. So that's one of the things that's great, is it's not capped by money, it's not capped by anything. They are giving us this content, and there will be some little small thing you can buy via money, but it's nothing that gives you an advantage in the game, and we'll get to that later. So before the launch, one of the things that they highly advise is that you sign up for a Square Enix members account if you don't already have one, because you will need it to play the game. So most likely, if you play the beta, you won't have no issue with this because you have a Square Enix account. And that's how you redeem your promotional pre-launch codes and for the post-launch content like the new heroes, missions, regions, and all that fun stuff. So it will not be required for the Reassemble campaign, of course, which is the main single-player mission or campaign, story. But nonetheless, make sure you got your Square Enix account taken care of. Now, in terms of co-op access on the console, Marvel Avengers features co-op play with a total of up to 4 players, and you need PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold to play online. And remember that there cannot be no duplicate heroes. So this is not like Gotham Knights. Out of the 4 or 5 or however many heroes you'll be able to select from for your 4-team group for your co-op play. In terms of early access, the game launches September 4th, but there will be 72-hour early access, or basically 3 days early access to the game who pre-ordered the game, whether it was a PlayStation Store exclusive, a digital edition, or that's the digital edition, deluxe edition, or the Earth's Mightiest edition. Now, for me personally, I had the Earth's Mightiest edition pre-ordered, but then COVID hit, didn't make things all that well, so I downgraded my Earth's Mightiest edition to the deluxe edition. So hopefully I will still get to play early. And then in terms of early access eligible digital editions, the game unlocks September 1st, rolling midnight release for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC. I guess Stadia and PC is 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then the pre-order perks, they all kick in at the same time. Now at launch, you have a one-time internet activation and day one patch. The day one patch is approximately about 18 gigabytes in size. I know there's been skepticism as to what the game size would be. Some thought they were saying like over 90 gigabytes for the game save, but it actually might only be somewhere around 47. But then with the 18, gigabyte patch, that definitely increases that size there. So just make sure you roughly have about 100 gigs of storage available for this game at launch, at least 100, so that way you don't run into any issues. That's what I'm playing through games now to get rid of games on my hard drive on my PS4 Pro. As well, let's see. After the day one patch is complete, an internet connection will not be required to play the game solo. Although, as mentioned above, you'll need an active internet connection to play online co-op and download post-launch content. All right, while we were able to adjust development to a work-from-home environment quickly, we did lose a bit of production time in the transition. As hard as we tried, there were several updates and refinements that we could not get into the game, but plan to address with the day one patch to ensure everyone has the same great experience at launch. I appreciate their transparency with a lot of this, because that is the case. COVID-19 really came through and messed a lot of stuff up this year, and developers have to respond in kind just like everybody else. And the fact that they're trying their hardest, especially through the beta, they've been very transparent and open to feedback and responding to feedback in a proactive way that really shows that this game has the highs that we expect. And that's one of the things that I'm liking from Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics in handling Marvel's Avengers. The day one patch includes several updates and refinements that are required for play. Additionally, the patch includes localization files for the game's dialogue, which are quite extensive, as we are localizing Marvel's Avengers in 15 different languages. So not only are they making sure that we can play, they're making sure as many people as possible can play, and that's really cool. It's also important as it includes a lot of fixes, feedback, updates, and tuning from our beta weekends, as I mentioned before. Now, as they said, we also want to give you an update on when global servers will go live and you can start playing the game. Let's see, our overall vision for Marvel's Avengers has always been one where players would assemble online to protect the Earth and battle the forces of AIM as a team. Advanced Idea Mechanics is aimed at basically the villain in this game, led by Tarleton, or what looks to be MODOK. While the entire game can be played solo with companion AI, the game has been designed as a seamless online experience where players would transition from single-player campaign to joining with friends and co-op missions as part of the Avengers initiative. So that's nice to see. I think something else as well that you want to keep in mind is that you might want to play through the story first before you jump online, because there might be some spoilers in terms of, if not story, outfits, or stuff like that, that you might encounter or run into when you play with other people online. Or some missions or drop zones or war zones may hint at specific moments in the game that you may not have gotten to yet, so keep that in mind as well. So with around 80 plus war zone drop zone missions available at launch, you've got lots of options on what to play in Marvel's Avengers and who to play it with. You can enable matchmaking and jump into the game with other Marvel fans online. You can invite your friends to play and form your own perfect strike team. And a strike team is the people, your team. That's what they call it, a strike team. So the 4 people that are playing, that's considered a strike team. You can disable matchmaking to fly solo and take on war zones with AI companions kitted with the gear and skills you've earned. So however you have your Iron Man, your Hulk, your Hawkeye, your Kamala Khan, your most likely Captain America, your Thor. If you're playing as one of the other ones, like Iron Man, all the other heroes that you've worked on will be in the game as you've worked on them. So they won't be some generic Thor, no, this is your Thor that you built out. That's your Kamala Khan, you know what I'm saying? That's your Spider-Man for us PS4 people. I had to do that. All right. You can, or you can do a combination of the above, which means you can have a friend in, and then the other 2, or the other hero, depending on how many friends you have on your strike team. The other one can be a companion AI that would be your hero specifically. So that's also dope. Alrighty, so the Reassemble campaign is the original Avengers story that follows Kamala Khan as she sets out to reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes. Avengers Initiative. The Avengers Initiative is at the heart of our expanding world, where you can jump into online co-op. Here you can continue to hone your team while playing through an interconnected series of stories, missions, and personal hero arcs. The Avengers Initiative will evolve over time with the free addition of new heroes, villains, regions, and gear for years to come. Keynote, for years to come. So now we're getting a bunch of heroes, but we're getting them over the span of years. I really hope they speed up getting Black Panther in the game, for those who know what I mean. War Zones is an expansive, explorable space that can be played solo or co-op, loaded with side content including concealed caches to uncover, powerful bounty enemies to defeat, aim depots to take over, faction allies to rescue, and hidden rewards to claim. So war zones are probably similar to drop zones, where they're relatively quicker missions, like 5 to 10 minutes. They don't even last that long, which is cool. Now the war table is where you're going to find all your missions. It's can be found in Outposts, Quinjets, and the bridge of the Chimera helicarrier. The war table keeps the pulse of all AIM activity worldwide and allows players to launch directly to where they are needed most. The hero levels, the individual hero's total level, which is increased by gaining XP. The hero level affects enemy drops, chest rewards, and skill point availability. Power level, the average number of all gear slots used. Power level influences rewards, enemy progression, and gates access to late game content. So that's pretty interesting. Challenge rating. This is the chosen difficulty of each war zone on the war table. Challenge rating affects enemy attacks, and defense strength and counter difficulty. So like I played on hard most of the time when I played the beta, and you can't counter as often as you can on normal. You do have to do a lot more dodging, and the damage that they do to you is noticeably more, and the damage you do to them is noticeably less. So keep that in mind when you want to go between easy, normal, hard, and brutal. And I think supposedly there might be one more after brutal, but I'm not 100% certain. One of the things you do notice is when you change it to hard or when you change it to brutal, you'll notice the power drop by 5 or 10 on that mission, meaning your power level has dropped for that given mission. And then of course, what also you can reap as a benefit is better, stronger gear and rewards as a result of playing on a harder difficulty. All right, co-op mission types. Faction missions. In addition to reassembling the Avengers, players will help rebuild outposts for their allies. S.H.I.E.L.D. suffered greatly after the disbanding of the Avengers, and the Resistance formed as a result of AIM's increasingly authoritarian activity worldwide. Players can take part in missions to provide these factions intel, supplies, and defend them from AIM attacks. Drop zones are short missions with a single objective, such as defending allies or sabotaging an AIM structure. These missions are great for quick play sessions and for replaying to gain rewards. S.H.I.E.L.D. vaults are large explorable spaces that take some leg room to recover, or uncover, I should say. To access a vault, you first have to locate the coordinates from hidden S.H.I.E.L.D. caches around the world. Once you've found the entrance, you must fight your way inside and breach the vault before you reap the rewards. Now, they gave us a hint of this in the beta, and I have some videos uploaded. There's a mission called Stark Realities. When you go into Stark Realities, there is a hidden S.H.I.E.L.D. bunker in there that you have to go into or find. Once you find it and go into it, there's a strong box in there that you can unlock, and you'll get a vault mission. And then when you finish Stark Realities, or if you already finished it and you leave, it'll be in a whole nother region called like the Snowy Tundra Vault. That is what they're referring to here with the S.H.I.E.L.D. vaults. That vault level is very expansive in terms of a bunch of looting. So you can loot a bunch of resources, a bunch of strong boxes, a bunch of enemies, and then once you decide that you want to finish the mission and go for the vault, you have to unlock the vault in a specific way, as I played out on my channel. The videos are on the channel. And then once you unlock the vault and you go in the vault, then there's like 2 or 3 strong boxes that give you like super nice rewards. You will need DNA keys. And so in the beta mission, to tame a Titan, and I'm sure there'll be other missions like this, of course, this is where you get DNA keys that will unlock specific strong boxes. So make sure that you stay up on your DNA keys when you do vault missions, because you'll need the keys to unlock the strong boxes for even better rewards. So I'm glad that they gave us that little taste in the beta. And as I explained, Harm Rooms is a holographic training room where you can take on challenges with an assortment of enemies. Now this is where it gets interesting. Hives are AIM strongholds located throughout the world. The Avengers must uncover their location and fight their way through a gauntlet of increasingly challenging AIM defenses in order to disable them. That's dope. That is super dope. And then villain sectors is what I'm really excited for. Villain sector missions culminate with a boss fight, such as notable Marvel villains working in tandem with AIM or one of the organization's extra deadly constructs. So to tame a Titan would be an example of that, which is basically this really huge mecha, like spider robot thing. But the fact that they said notable Marvel villains means that we're not just getting MODOK. We could get Fantastic Four in here and get a Doctor Doom. They could do something as large scale as something like Galactus, right? Thanos could be in the game. Like some of Spider-Man's villains can be in the game, like Rhino and Shocker and Vulture, Green Goblin. Like we could get them in here as well. So it's very, very, very exciting to see that we're gonna get a bunch of it's gonna be kind of like Insomniac Spider-Man, where we weren't expecting Tombstone to be in the game, right? We weren't expecting Taskmaster to be in the game, but they were in there as a result of you doing some of the side missions. And then once you do them, Shocker was part of the story, but we got him. We got a Sinister Six, a Sinister Six like experience in Insomniac Spider-Man, and then you had Mr. Negative. The same thing is going to take place in this Marvel's Avengers game. That is what I'm super excited for. Now, in terms of the mission flow, players browse available missions on the war table. This can occur in the helicarrier, an outpost, war table, or on inside a lobby. Each war zone mission will display the difficulty and suggested power level before launching. Although difficulty can be used or adjusted, the higher the challenge, the bigger the rewards. And then in lobby load, so this is something that's going to really mean something when millions of people are playing this game. Players load into a game lobby. If you have matchmaking enabled, this is where your strike team will assemble. AI companions will be selected at random to fill empty roster spots on launch. Ready up. Players have selected a mission and are readying their strike team. Players can manually launch a mission with a less than full strike team if desired. The remaining spots will be filled with AI. Players can request companions for characters. And then specify AIs to fill empty washer spots as well. Pro tip, if everyone hits the launch mission option, the timer will drop to 5 seconds. So that's something to keep in mind. Mission load is a assembled strike team have launched the mission and the mission is loading. This is where you can check out your strike team's awesome outfits. And then the Quinjet drops you off at your destination and the mission begins. If a player drops out of a strike team while mid-mission for any reason, the game loads in a companion AI version of the character to take their place. That's really dope. Now, hopefully it's not buggy, because that could easily be buggy and then someone just completely disappears and you're down to 3 people. But most likely, I think that'll be nice, tightly, tightened up, so that way if somebody does drop out, you may almost not even notice the switch from character to AI. So that's pretty cool to see as well. The mission is complete and players load back into the lobby. Players are presented with a tally of their proficiency on the previous mission and are rewarded for their success. And then you can return to campaign or stay in co-op. So you can continue playing co-op Warzone missions or return to reassemble campaign missions. The phase is only presented to the player if they have the option to load directly into the next mission for their current operation. Any player can interact with the Quinjet war table and pick a new mission, but the party has a choice to veto if desired. So that's pretty cool. And in terms of matchmaking, you can select your hero or you can do any hero. So you can randomize even who you are for quick matches. So that's pretty cool. All right, playing with friends. We already went over that. Technical tips, you can mute players. If needed, you can mute a player by hovering over their nameplate. When matchmaking is enabled, pausing the game is disabled in war zones. When matchmaking is disabled, players are able to pause the game. So keep that in mind. Join in progress. Marvel Avengers doesn't support join in progress matchmaking at this time. So that sounds like that's something that's coming in the future. In terms of crossplay, it's also not supported at this time, but it's something that could be coming. Now, NAT types, it's basically for your network. On Xbox One, if your NAT type is set to strict, you may run into issues with matchmaking and connecting. For PS4, if your NAT type is 3, you may also run into matchmaking issues. So keep that in mind as well. And then last but not least is all the looting stuff. So what do we get in this game? This is what we get to find out now too. So in this game, let's see here. Skills, gears, heroics, and other assortment of free unlockable outfits, emotes, and nameplates. So the cosmetics are outfits, and they are aesthetic only. There is no gameplay influence. There is no advantage to your outfit. There's no pay to win here, which is great. Emotes are character-specific emotes that bring out the personality of that given superhero. So that's also dope. Takedowns are flashy finishers that show off each hero's signature style on the battlefield. Now, I only really got to see 2 per person, or 2 per hero. I think you can change your takedowns in the official game. There was no option to see in the beta, but they said there's a ton more skill trees for each hero. So I would imagine that also includes takedowns. So that'll be interesting to see. And the nameplates show off your hero stats and are drawn from iconic art in Marvel history. Now, vendors, this is where the information is important, because this is where people are trying to figure out how does real money play into this. Resources come in common, rare, like plasma, and exotic, like Uru, and are traded with vendors or used to upgrade gear. Resources can be found in resource crates dropped by enemies, gained through dismantling artifacts, received as faction assignment rewards, and via hero challenge cards. Patterns are earned through high-level crates, activities, faction missions, and increasing your faction level. They can be used at fabrication machines to create an outfit or nameplate. Units are our soft currency, in-game digital currency with no real-world value, which can be spent with vendors. Units can be found in strong boxes or earned as rewards for increasing your faction level. Now, gear vendors will sell you character-specific gear and resources in exchange for fragments gained through play. Collecting and dismantling gear will fill you full of fragments and other resources, which is why it is worth picking up every time and or dismantling unneeded items for resources to exchange or reinvest. So, and then gear rotates daily and weekly. Cosmetic vendors accept units gained through play to purchase outfits, emotes, nameplates. Legendary outfits rotate weekly, while nameplates, emotes, and epic and rare outfits rotate daily. Now the marketplace is where like real money actually comes into play, but it's only to get credits for in-game. So again, there is no advantage to spending money. You can, everything that you pay for, you can actually earn in-game. So do with that as you must. Just know that if you spend money, you're just gonna get more credits in the game to buy more outfits, buy more emotes, buy more nameplates. But there is no real value in spending money. Now, of course, I might put my own money into the game, of course, 5, 10, 20 bucks here or there. So, because I want a specific outfit or something like that. But just know that's what you're buying. Like, you're not getting no advantage. The marketplace exists outside the game's narrative, and it is accessible via the main or cosmetic menu. It is a place for us to feature purchasable cosmetics in the form of outfits, emotes, takedowns, and nameplates. So that just answered my question. Takedowns you can change in the game. The marketplace, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary items rotate weekly and can be purchased with credits. And credits are our hard currency, in-game currency purchased with real money that can be spent in the marketplace on cosmetics. So a $500 or a 500 credit pack is $5. Credits come in 500, 2,000, 5,000, and 10,000 with bonus credits for bigger packs. So meaning like, I'm sure 2,000 credits must be 20 bucks then, but then like you could get additional credits as a result of buying that 2,000 credit pack. What are hero challenge cards? Hero challenge cards, that's basically like the battle pass side of things, where like, you can earn resources, units, credits, cosmetics, outfits, what I'm saying, by completing challenges specific to heroes. So like, one challenge for Hulk could be to thunderclap 15 times. And then when you do that, you'll get rewards for that. So that's how challenge cards works. And there's a rare resource bundle, nanotubes, nanites, plasma, catalysts, fragments, and upgrade modules, polycorin and uru, exotic resource bundle, units, credits, hero nameplates, team nameplates, emotes, takedowns, and outfits. So that's all the type of stuff you get with the hero challenge cards. Now we've activated the premium hero challenge card rewards for all 6 starting heroes at launch. So you can earn and enjoy all content across the 40 tiers for free. When we introduce new hero challenge cards for post-launch heroes, the cost to activate the premium rewards will be $10 or 1,000 credits. So again, you don't have to spend money on it. You can already have the credits. You could have already grinded in the game to get the credits, and that's how you can unlock the post-launch hero challenge cards for post-launch heroes. Again, everything does not have to spend money on. And one of the things they note here is like, they want to reward players for their time. So if you activate a premium rewards card for 1,000 credits, you can earn your credits back on top of getting more credits while progressing. And so like some situations, you can earn as much as over 12,500 credits as a result of unlocking and spending 1,000 credits. So that's also pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. That is what's happening with Marvel's Avengers. That's information on how the game works before you get the game, when you get the game, what are the first things you should do, and while you're playing the game, what can you look forward to in terms of missions, matchmaking, co-op play, single player play, how the AI works, and then the in-game currency, the in-game resources, what are they used for, how can you use it, and then what benefit is there. And then as we know and as we see, there's going to be a ton of outfits, there's a ton of nameplates. It sounds like there's going to be a good portion of takedowns. The skill trees for all the heroes are relatively broad, so your Iron Man or your Kamala Khan will be different from somebody else's, both in terms of outfits and the gear that you have placed on them, how you actually want to structure them out. There's like different tiers of like how you can basically gear your hero to be something specific, like a long range fighter or up close, a support type deal. Like you can really customize your hero to be how you want it for your strike teams. And I'm finding that to be pretty awesome for this game. So let me know down in the comments what you think. Are you getting this game? Are you looking forward to it? Are you still skeptical about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Be sure that I will be back to uploading a bunch of gameplay really soon, and hopefully by the end of this year, I mean there's 4 months left, but hopefully by the end of this year, if not next month, I can get me a headset and or a PlayStation camera, and I'll be in the game with y'all, so y'all can actually, you know, watch, and then I'll try to live stream. So stay tuned, look forward to that. But again, if you haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that way YouTube informs you when I drop videos. Yes, YouTube won't let you know a thing unless you hit that notification bell, so go ahead and do that right there. With your boy Versatile signing out, and until the next video, wait, boy.